Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
I want you to join me listening to a powerful speech delivered by JJ's daughter, Zenator, on the 31st December Revolution celebration. It was so powerful and you can't afford to miss. Please stay tuned to the end. Thank you. Before you go, this station still remains PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more updates, like and also share to other members to watch as well. Thank you.
After the next speaker, we'll have a poetry recital before we continue. We are still in Parliament. The next speaker is the MP for Clote Kole constituency. Her name is Honorable Dr. Zenator Rawlings.
Thank you. Choboy! 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 National Chairman, the General Secretary, senior comrades, cadres, members of the Akatamanso family, Nime, Name, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to stand on previously established protocols. Today I stand here with great humility and an opportunity to share a few reflections on the 43rd anniversary of the 31st December Revolution. My only sadness is that my father, the late Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, was not here to witness this today. May his soul and the soul of all our fallen heroes rest in peace. Comrades, as wonderful as our victory is since this general election, I've only felt this weight of responsibility that is placed upon our shoulders with the high expectations that Ghanaians have of us. The people of Ghana are expecting that the National Democratic Congress will come and recalibrate and reset the moral compass of this country. And so we don't have time to rest. I'm not sure about how much celebrating we can do because the amount of work that is ahead of us is so huge. The people of Ghana have placed a very heavy burden on us. But I know that because we have worked hard for this victory, knowing what lay ahead, we are ready for the work that we have to do. The NDC is inheriting a broken family, a wounded nation. This nation has become so polarized it's hard to recognize ourselves anymore. A nation that has now been divided not on right and wrong, but on partisanship, on cronyism and corruption. Not a single aspect of our society has been spared from the tsunami of the NPP government of this 8 years. And so we each have a responsibility to play wherever we find ourselves, to restore, to reset, to recalibrate. Ghana has moved so far off course that His Excellency President-elect John Dramani Mahama will need the best people on board to steer this country back on track. We are duty-bound to do what is right by the people of Ghana. For the sake of those who died in the pursuit of our liberty, and for the sake of those yet unborn. Permit me to go down memory lane. When in the 80s, millions of Ghanaians were forcibly expelled from Nigeria and arrived on the shores of Ghana, coming through our borders, the whole world expected Ghana to collapse. But that did not happen. And the reason was because we had good leadership and good followership. My fellow comrades, it's not enough to have good leaders. We as the citizens must also make sure we are keeping our leaders and ourselves accountable and on the path of the straight and narrow. That is the only way we can bring Ghana to her former glory and make Ghana truly the pride of this continent yet again. We have presided, or perhaps we have been unfortunately part of a group of people who have weaponized our democracy against us. That is not what democracy is about. And we have a solemn duty to restore the power of the people. But as citizens, we must not think that government is us and them. We make up the government, and we have that responsibility. So please, let's not look at a few people who are holding positions and think that they are the only ones who are responsible for doing what is right. We must all steer this country back on track. We must not allow arrogance, pride, and hubris to fill our hearts because of this victory. Because that will be the beginning of our downfall. We must maintain that humility. We must maintain that integrity. We must maintain the principles on which the revolution was founded, which finally gave birth to this fourth republic that we are trying to restore. My dear comrades, if the foundation on which this fourth republic was built was not strong enough, believe me, Ghana would have descended into chaos by now. And so we have a legacy that we can hold on to, and something that we must go back to. If there was ever a time for us to talk about Sankofa, this is the time. We need to make sure that we have leadership with integrity from the top to the base. We must hold one another accountable. We must make sure that we reinstitute consequence management, which means that if we do so properly, this psyche that people have of impunity will finally be put to rest. People must be held accountable for what they do. And those who do the right thing must be recognized for doing the right thing. It's time we celebrated our heroes for doing the right thing. And shaming those who use their positions to destroy and use their incumbency to amass wealth at the expense of the people of this country. The resources of this country are not meant for one family, one ethnic group, and definitely not for one party. The mandate that the people of Ghana have given us is a sacred one and a solemn one. We are at a dangerous crossroads, at a time in our history where we are surrounded by unrest, where we are surrounded by democratic reversals. We need to show that the path that we are on is the path of righteousness and the path towards a sustainable future where the integrity and dignity of all Ghanaians is assured. That is what the NDC represents, and that is what the people of Ghana are expecting of us. So wherever you find yourself, whether you're a member or a sympathizer or an executive of the NDC. Your job now and for the next 4 years is to be the conscience of the people of Ghana, playing on the minds of your representatives in government as we get sworn into office on the 7th of January. As I conclude, I would like to quote a part of a speech by the then chairman of the PNDC in 1988, and I quote, "For many years we had allowed indiscipline, injustice, corruption, and unbridled lust for wealth of a few to destroy the moral fabric of our society. The obvious result of such widespread laxity was economic stagnation and social degeneration. But here lies the pride in being a Ghanaian. We know when enough is enough. And that is what the people of Ghana demonstrated on the 7th of December 2024 in voting the NPP out and telling them that enough is enough. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the last day of the year 2024. This is a day when we have our personal introspection about what the year has been for us and about what our hopes and aspirations are for the year ahead. As you take time out to reflect on your lives, I beg of you to do same for our beloved motherland, Ghana. Think about this country and what it has taken us to get to this point. Think about what it has taken for people in 8 years to bring us to our knees as a country. But how, by our defiance on the 7th of December, we rose up again and we are standing strong. Let us think about how, as a collective, sharing a vision of making this country a better place for ourselves, for the future generations, how we will work together with the common ideals laid down by our forebears, knowing that we may not necessarily reap the goodness that we may sow, but understanding that we do so with the choice of a legacy that we leave behind for the sake of the generations yet to come. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you Godspeed. May God bless us all, and may God take us into the new year with the courage, the strength, the common vision, and our principles to carry this country into a better place than we have found it. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was powerful. Before the General Secretary comes, we'll call on the revolutionary poet, Mr. Cassidy. Please, the stage is yours. Honorable Amadou Sorogo has seen you. This one, I'm sure Namomo has momoed it. You have momoed it. Honorable Cassidy, the floor is yours.
Thank you for staying tuned. PENDREAM TV really appreciate your time on the channel, and once again urges you to share the link to other friends to watch as well. Thank you.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.